Hello, happy estudiantes. Welcome to another fun-filled YouTube channel with Mr. Scott. Um, I hope everyone is doing wonderfully this morning. And it's 10 o'clock. I see I have a huge audience. And uh, and so it's okay if I don't have a huge audience. I'm here to answer questions and the such. And so today is the 30th, and we are now in our third fun-filled week of Coronication school at home. So, am I having a Zoom? Yes, I'm going to be doing a Zoom meeting later. Um, and so I figure I'm going to do two things. I'm going to be doing a Zoom, and I'm going to be doing this. And so, two ways that kids can get me. Some kids are like busy in the afternoons, and some kids are asleep in the morning. So, this way you can get me both ways. Is there any homework this week? Yes, there is. So, the first thing I want you to do this week is I want you to go to Schoology, and you'll notice that there is a new link on Schoology. And the link is for something that shows an interactive tree of life. And so I want you to play around with that. So play around with the interactive tree of life, and it shows you all the connections between uh, basically humanity today and the first living origins of life on Earth. And I like it because it shows all of the different phases. There will also be two videos that we're going to watch later, and so we are going to be doing that as well. Um, what are we supposed to do for the Tree of Life activity? So right now, what I want you to do is I want you to uh, play with see the connections, look at the different connections, use the website, and and I want you to watch that video. So there's also a video there on that website, and so go down a little bit, and you will see the website. And I want you to actually use the interactive tree of life, and we will talk more about that as well on the Zoom. So the link is on Schoology. Yes. And uh, and so um, can we still send you the assignments from the last 2 weeks? No, no. Of course, you can send me the assignments from the last 2 weeks. I have some very interesting statistics that I've been putting the data together. And can you believe that out of 187 students that I have, only 7 people finished every assignment, and so that gives you an idea of just how many people are working diligently on all this stuff. Now, I do realize that you guys have other classes and other work and all of that kind of stuff, so I'm okay with that. But I do want you to complete the assignments and get them in as soon as possible. So, let's see. Is there a link for Zoom on Schoology? Yes. Why, yes, there is. And if you go to Schoology, you will see the link there. Um, let's see. And what time is the Zoom? So 1 o'clock. So what I'm thinking of doing is this: is so next week is spring break, but for this week, and then when we come back from spring break, I think I'll just keep the 10 o'clock spot for this, and I will keep the 1 o'clock spot for the Zoom meetings, and I'll just do that continuously for the rest of the year. And I kind of am in a unique situation that other teachers are not. And so, like, some teachers teach sixth grade and seventh grade and eighth grade, and I only teach eighth grade science, which means that's called a prep. So I have one prep, and that means I can have 187 students on my Zoom, and and still accomplish everything I need to accomplish. And and so so as for, I don't know if you guys saw the schedule, that the recommended schedule that the principal put out, and that doesn't necessarily work for me because I have a daughter who is right there, and needs me constantly. And so as long as she's at home, I'm not following the schedule. So that being said, let me look at some of the questions here. Oh, is the Zoom thing today? Yes, the Zoom thing is today. Ah, here is the schedule. Thank you, honey. Um, let's see. No, I can see. That is the recommended schedule. This is your recommended schedule for you. This is the recommended schedule for me. So, as you can see, oh, thank you, honey. As you can see, they want you to kind of continue school as if nothing happened and be going to every period, but that doesn't work a whole lot for me. So um, I'm just doing my best. Let's see. Next question. What what the score for the last 2 weeks assignment? What's the score? Alina, what do you mean? Is it really going to affect my grade if I didn't complete one of the seven? Um, so so the questions about grades, and my wife and I were just talking about this, and and the answer is I don't know. I don't think anyone knows right now. So for example, only 7 people did all seven assignments, or 9 people. 9 people did all seven assignments. So what is that? You know, should someone? I have periods where I have no contact, and and so we're waiting for more directions from the district. So the answer is, in terms of grades, will anything harm you? So as of right now, nothing will harm you. As of the future, I don't know. That they haven't talked about it yet. So until they talk about it, I don't have an answer.
But kudos to those kids
And
who turned in their work.
and for the 11 people, or 9 people, I keep mixing it up. For the 9 people who turned in all seven assignments,
A plus plus. Keep up the great work.
A plus plus.
Yes.
Of course, you can hear my wife in the background. So she is having lots of comments about this as well. Okay, so let's see. Hello, Arlene. Yes, the Zoom is today. Zoom is every day at 1 o'clock. Violet, are the Zoom meetings only for questions about the work? No, just because you've had me long enough to know that I can't stay on one line of thought for more than 5 minutes anyway. So I do tangents constantly. So I can't imagine that a Zoom would be just for work. But I'd like to talk about work there. I think it's going to start. So um, especially after spring break. So I'm going to use the Zoom for direct instruction. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be going to the website on the Zoom. I'm going to be kind of showing you what to do, and so I'm going to be sharing my screen with you, and then you will get a better idea of what to do. Okay, so the assignment is 4 points, and 4 is an A. 3 is a B, 2 is a C, 1 is an F, 1 is a D, and a 0 is an F. And so if you look and you see that you got a 4, that's a big A. Um, if you got a 0, that would be an F. Okay. Um, let's see. Oh, Mr. Bloom's doing a Zoom. Wow. Okay. Um, you know that if Mr. Bloom is doing a Zoom, that things that basically Armageddon has come, and so exactly. So let's see. Can you be a bit more specific on what to do on COVID six? Number six. Number six is yes. So six is a little confusing because it has a part two, and the part two looks like this. And so what's best is to cut out these cards, and you cut out these cards, and then you put them in order, and you will notice in order. It's a riddle, and you will notice in order. Okay, so that's for this part right here. That's this right here. Those cards. Okay, now this right here, it says green cards. See where it says green cards right there? And those green cards are this. Dun, da, da, da. There you go. These are the green cards. So that will help you answer that part right there. And it too is kind of a riddle. Not really, but you can figure it out. And then this is the last thing on part two right there is just answer these questions. And so see this right here. This is called superposition, and what superposition is it? Sorry, my daughter thinks something is funny, and so what superposition is it's when things kind of build on top of each other, and that's what happens on Earth. And so Earth has layers, just like a tree has layers, and so each layer is from a different year, and so it's pretty easy for geologists to look at the different layers and figure out, kind of go back and figure out how long everything is, and because there's certain things that only happen at certain years. So if you find specific fossils in a specific place, then that gives you an idea of just when that happened. And so like for example, all around the Earth, there is a black line that happened 65 million years ago. And what happened 65 million years ago? A meteor hit the Earth. And so if you're doing geology and you look at the superposition, you can find that there's a black line, and that's 65 million years ago. And you can kind of use that to kind of go, okay, anything above that is less than 65 million years. Anything below that is older than 65 million years. And there you go. And that is how you do it. Um, and so next question: how long will the Zoom be? The Zoom will probably be a half an hour, maybe a little bit more if I need it. But the fact that I don't have uh, 30 screaming kids slowing me down on this stuff typically means that I can get through it pretty quick. And so I would guess 30 minutes, and that's that. Other questions? I hope everyone is doing well, um, and and starting to get used to this. Remember that next week is spring break, and so you shouldn't be assigned any work on spring break. And I don't know if, well, there are always some teachers that will assign work, but I'm not going to be assigning work on spring break. So the stuff I'm doing this week is very easy stuff compared to what we did last week. So there you go. Let's see. Are there any questions that I can answer for anybody? I guess my hair is getting long, huh? I need a haircut. Okay. Um, so, seeing as though there's no other questions, um, keep working on the assignments and the 7 assignments. And I'm not sure how to do the cards. And let's see. What if you can't do COVID-6 because you don't have a printer? Ah, good question. Um, so, so do you guys know how to take pictures on your computer and you do screenshots? So so I have a Apple, and on an Apple you do Command Shift 4, and you can create a box that you take a screenshot of, and you can do screenshots of each card and then put them onto a Word doc and or a Google Doc, and so then you can place them however you want to place them, and you don't need to actually print them out, and so that's how you would do the cards without having a printer. Um, and so what if you can't do COVID-6 because you don't have? Oh, who is who's Levis? Who's Levis West? Who is that? You don't have a computer. Hmm. So yeah, so technically, um, whenever you do a screenshot, screenshots can be your friend. And I don't know. Oh, okay, Brisa. And so Brisa, um, so so you can, like I said before, you can do screenshots. Do you know how to do a screenshot on a computer? And if so, just do different screenshots of each card, and then put each card on a dock, and you can move them around and and the such. If you don't have a computer, also Brisa, um, I believe the school will be, and this is not just true for her; it's for anyone. If you know a student that does not have a computer that goes to our school, then we are giving out computers at the school. So not only at the school, but like I think, like, let's say you live close to a different school, I think they'll give out a computer. And I think they'll check one out, but I don't know that one for sure. So, but I know that we're going to be giving out computers. So, so if you know anyone that doesn't have a computer, by all means, tell them our school is going to be giving out computers, and to watch our school website and try and get those calls, because Dr. Ford is sending out calls every day. She does an update every day, and and we are trying to get that ready for you guys. And I know that Edgerton is going to be passing them out. I don't know exactly when, but please, 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 if you know people that don't have computers, text them. Tell them that that the school will be giving out free computers. Then on top of that, and I think there'll probably be a card there, is that we can get 60 days of internet for free uh, at any household. I think, like, I want to say that both Verizon and Spectrum are giving free internet for 60 days for students. So, so there's no reason why a student can't get on a computer right now. So there you go. Anything else? Stephanie, I want updates as to Mr. Bloom's Zoom, and and I hope all goes well. And if there are no other questions, then I'm going to wrap it up. And I will see you later today if you want to go on my Zoom, and we'll talk about the next assignment. Okie dokie. So I don't see any other questions coming in. So I'm still confused about the cards, but I guess I can ask on the Zoom. Okay. Um, so so Arlene, what are you confused about? What specifically? Okay. So Arlene, these cards right here, the instructions. Okay. So these cards right here, um, so they go in here. Technically, they go in here. They go in order. So all of these cards go on top of one another. There should be one long column of cards, and they go in order. And you need to figure out the order. And so that's what this is right here. So this right here is all of these cards on top of each other in a specific order. And the order is actually really easy to figure out once you have all the cards right in front of you. And then once you have that in order, you write down the answer in here. You write down the answer in here and answer these questions. And so how do you know that X is older than M? So when you see the cards, it will explain it to you. Okay? And remember that if you have any issues getting the cards, then you go to the school website and you go to Department, Science, Mr. Scott, and then they're all posted there too. So you try and get it from a different source, because I heard that a lot of the printing, when you print stuff out, it goes on top of each other, and so if it does that, then go to a different source and get it. But again, remember that screenshots are your friends, and so do a little screenshot of each part of the card, and it makes it easier. And then that way you don't have to print anything out. And that's true for COVID number 3 as well. By the way, just you'll have a lot of screenshots, but it doesn't matter, and you can still do it online that way. So I hope that helps you. Okay. So, okay, my 8 loyal fans. Okay, you don't understand fossils, rock layer, and supposition. Okay. Okay, so this goes with this. So look at like at the beginning, top right here. It says label each rock layer with the proper letter from the cards. Okay, so then you take the card, you take this card right here, and you figure out which card. So look, you see this guy right here? That guy is called an ichthyosaur. And so notice that the ichthyosaur is right on the top right there. Okay, so then I go to this, and I look for the ichthyosaur, and I see it. There it is right there. And what letter does the ichthyosaur have? It's O right there. So the answer the answer to this right here would be O. And so this top layer is O. And you figure out which one each layer is just by looking up into the, and then you say which one's the oldest. Well, what's supposition say? Supposition says that basically the oldest, that the further down you go, the older it is. So that means this would be the oldest. So you need to find out which one that is, and so on and so on and so on. So Arlene, yes, if you finish some of the assignments, but on paper, you can take a picture of it and turn it in. Absolutely, yes. Yeah, you don't have to turn them all in once. So that's kind. Okay, well, any other questions? Let's see. That's what I did, but when it asked what letter showed up most, and they all showed up the same amount. So that's what you write. What's wrong with that? So what letter showed up the most? Um, so what you'll notice is, and it's hard to see. It's really hard to see, but but there are some things on here that show up multiple times, and so I know it's really hard to see, but you look for, if they've all like the same amount, then you write the same amount. I think one of them has two. I'm not sure. I have to relook, but there you go. So that's all you do. Um, what is an index fossil? An index fossil is a fossil that only happens at one specific time. And so which letters would be an index fossil? Those are the fossils that only happen at one point, and those are called index fossils. Um, let's see. Arlene's still getting confused. Okay. Well, it's about 10:30, so we can talk again at the Zoom chat at 1 p.m. If you go on Schoology, you'll see the address and on the update. And I do updates every day, so always just look for the Schoology to get the address. And I will talk to you all later. Have a good rest of the day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.